أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة على أعدائهم من الآن إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, hope everyone is well.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right, so today's class, I'm going to finalize lesson 1 and then start lesson number 2. And I am going to only facilitate questions related to the lesson rather than questions related to the lesson indirectly from Medina book 1 or 2. Sometimes students ask, so sometimes, especially those new students, it gives them a bit more of a challenge to understand the lesson. So therefore, I'm going to only entertain questions which are directly related to the lesson. Otherwise, you can message me and I will take your questions. So inshallah, all our newcomers can benefit from these sessions, inshallah. Now, the last lesson we did, we spoke about adjectives. And let me just bring it from the screen. And the main theme of lesson 1, it was that the adjectives follow the noun which they describe. Let me go back here. I'll make it into full screen so that it's easier for everyone. And then inshallah, we'll continue. So I'm going to break it down for you. So adjectives are nouns. So let me remind everyone, and inshallah then I'll continue. Adjectives are nouns which describe another noun in order to have a better understanding or to know the characteristics of that individual or object itself. And in the English language, we bring the adjective first and then the noun. For example, the new car, the new book, the beautiful house. So the beautiful is the adjective for the house, the new is the adjective for the car. So this is the way we bring adjectives in the English language. Now in the Arabic language, we bring the adjective after the noun which we are describing. So if you look over here, we see al-fawzu al-azim. Let me make it bigger. So over here we say al-fawzu al-azimu. So al-fawzu means victory. What type of victory are you referring to? Was it a great victory or just a small victory? So the adjective now is coming after al-fawzu is al-azimu. So al-azimu here is the adjective which is coming after the noun which we're describing, which is al-fawzu. And you will find that the adjective will also follow in gender. Al-fawz is masculine, al-azimu is masculine. And also when it's a definite, which means definite means when the noun is definite or indefinite, meaning if it's coming with the alif lam or not. So al-fawzu is coming with the alif lam, so it's a definite noun. So al-azimu will come with a definite particle with it as well. Gender, meaning masculine or feminine, they follow each other. The number, it means that if it's referring to one individual, the adjective will come for one individual. And if the adjective is coming for two individuals, the adjective will come in dual format. And if the adjective is coming for plural, for like al-mujtahiduna. So al-mujtahiduna, sorry, ar-rajul, ar-rijalu, ar-rijalu, rajulun, ar-rijalu. So ar-rijalu Let me keep it in an easy one. The easy one, I'll give you al-Muslimuna instead. Al-Muslimuna, the Muslims. What about these Muslims? Are they lazy Muslims? Are they well good behaved Muslims? What type of Muslims are they? If I say al-Muslimuna, al-Mujtahiduna, it will translate as the hardworking Muslims. So that's in regards to the number, whether it's singular, dual, or plural. Case. Case means the last ending of the word itself, whether the noun ends with a dhamma, kasra, or a fatha. They follow each other in the i'rab as well. So that's the four things which an adjective follows the noun which it describes. So that's that. And then
Can you explain the number again?
number meaning in number, it means with regards to how many individuals is referring to.
Oh, individuals. Okay.
Yeah, whether it's referring to one individual, two individuals, or more than two, which is plural. So today's lesson, inshallah, I will do plurals and the different types of plurals. And those who are joining from the late class, I will give you information today which will benefit as well, inshallah. So everyone benefits. And then if you look at the last example, rahmatun wasi'atun. So rahmatun has a time marbuta at the end. Wasi'atun has a time marbuta at the end. Rahmatun is feminine and it's also without alif lam, so it's indefinite. Wasi'atun is indefinite and it comes following the same gender as rahmatun, being feminine. Rahmatun is singular, number singular, and it comes singular. Wasi'atun is singular because of rahma, case ending the same, dhamma tanween. So that's in
Yes.
Yes, Agha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum Assalam. Yes,
You
Agha.
just said you were saying about rahmatun wasi'atun.
Yes.
In the Quran, it says rahmatin wasi'atin. What is the difference?
Okay, so there's no different in a good question. Now, rahmatun wasi'atun is in the genitive, it comes in the case of raf. Raf meaning that the noun is receiving a dhamma tanween. Rahmatun wasi'atun. It can come rahmatan wasi'atan with a fatha tanween, and it also can come rahmatin wasi'atin. The question which a person can ask, why is the noun coming in these three different scenarios? If everyone writes this down, point number one, a noun can come, I'll give you some points. When does a noun come with dhamma tanween? A noun can come with a dhamma tanween if it is coming in the beginning of a sentence. If it is coming in the beginning of a sentence, number one, rahmatun. Number two, a noun can come with a dhamma tanween when it is coming as a khabar. When it is coming as a khabar. What do I mean by khabar? I'll explain. Noun can come with a dhamma tanween when it is coming as a khabar. In brackets, I want you to write predicates. Predicates, P-R-E-D-I-C-A-T-E, predicate. I'll give you an example. Let me just log in my phone because I need to just write this in the chat box. Just give me 1 second.
Sheikh, so the certain will always be majroor, right?
Just 1 second. If you look at the chat box, I've just sent something in the chat box. هذه.
Rahmatun.
Yes. هذه.
هذه رحمة.
هذه رحمة. So here in this example, هذه رحمة. هذه will be translated as this, and rahmatun, mercy. So in English, this is a mercy. So the translation for this is a mercy. This is a mercy.
Sheikh, I have a question here. This is Kulsoon.
Just one second. هذه رحمة, this is a mercy, okay? So this is a mercy is هذه is coming as the subject, the mubtada. So in Arabic language, you have a noun which starts a sentence, which is called mubtada, and the khabar, which is the news which we are giving about the mubtada, and rahmatun is the khabar. So how would you know in the English language this is a khabar? The way you will know is, please can you repeat the first one? Yeah, I'll repeat the first one again. Just 1 second. The first one is let me just finish this off. So هذه is the mubtada, rahmatun is the khabar, and you will see that always the khabar, the rahmatun is the khabar, and the way you will know this is khabar is that you will find in English translation the word is the copula, which means this is, which means there is two words joining to each other. So this is a mercy. So this is a, whatever this is, you'll know the noun before it is called the mubtada in Arabic. In English, subject. Rahmatun is the khabar. Okay, this is in regards to when a noun will receive a tanween. Rahmatun.
So Sheikh, like the sentences are the phrases are here, Quranun Mubinun, and if I change into Al Quranu Mubinun, then the subject and the predicate.
Just one second. Who's speaking now?
Please,
Munira.
Yeah, let me finish off. Let me just finish off everything.
Could you just repeat that last bit again about copulate and is? And
yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Thank you.
No problem. So this here, so in the way to distinguish between khabar, that this is the news which we're giving about the noun which starts, is that هذه is translated as this. You will see that how to join two words together in the English language is that we put the word is between two. This is a book. So when we say this is a book, we have the copula is for it to be a complete sentence. If we said this book and stayed quiet, this book and remained quiet, it's a phrase without any information being conveyed across to the listener. This book. But if I say this is a book, then there's a statement which you're making, this is a book. So it's a statement where it benefits the listener. But when I say this book and stay quiet, there's no benefit. Whenever you have is in the English language, it completes a sentence and is a meaningful sentence. So here, هذه رحمة is translated in the English language. This is a mercy. هذه رحمة. So these are the two cases that I've mentioned. The first case, a noun can come with a dhamma tanween when it comes in the beginning of a sentence. The first one I said, the first point I said, the noun can come with a dhamma tanween when it comes in the beginning of the sentence and it does not have alif lam. I'm adding one more point. And it does not have alif lam. So rahmatun, I'll give you an example. So just take these notes down, and then I'll take questions right at the end itself, because if I start taking questions, then we are going to have so many questions, and all the newcomers are going to be frightened by your questions.
Sorry, can you just repeat this second point that you just mentioned?
Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm just writing the example down.
Okay.
So I'm going to write in the chat box so that you are aware of this. So I'm going to repeat the first one now. So the second, which everyone understands. So rahmatun is coming as the khabar, and there's a noun preceding it, and this is a mercy from Allah. The first one, which I will give you an example of, is that a noun comes in the beginning of the sentence and it does not have alif lam. And it does not have alif lam. No, he is. So the noun will come in the beginning without alif lam, and there's another noun coming after it as well. I'll give you, write this down. Rahmatun. So let me write this whole example down. Rahmatun wasi'atun. So if you look at the second example now, I wrote Rahmatun wasi'atun. Now the word Rahmatun is coming in the beginning of the sentence, number one. Number two, the word Rahmatun is coming without alif lam. So because it's coming without alif lam, it is getting the dhamma tanween. Okay, so Rahmatun wasi'atun means here wasi'atun is coming same as Rahmatun. So here Rahmatun and wasi'atun, the word wasi'atun, which is spacious, is coming as an adjective for Rahmatun, and it's coming in the beginning of a sentence. So this is the first case which I mentioned to you, that Rahmatun comes in the beginning of the sentence. It does not have alif lam, but it does have an adjective which comes with it. It comes with an adjective as well, wasi'atun. Okay, that's point number one. Point number two, I explained already as the khabar. Now, point number three. Point number three, write this down, please. Point number three, when does the noun come with a dhamma? A dhamma. Number three, when does a noun come with a dhamma? As you know, a dhamma tanween is buntun, but there's also when the noun comes with one dhamma. When does that happen?
When there is alif lam?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So number three is that when the noun comes with alif lam, therefore the noun will be pronounced with one dhamma.
So when it's definite.
Exactly, when it's definite. So I'll give you an example with ar-Rahma again, but I'll give you a different example. I'm trying to make it as crystal clear as possible. I'm actually, what I'm doing now, I'm trying to define all of Nahu within a couple of sessions, but it's difficult, but I'll try to simplify it as possible. So I wrote over here now, Ar-Rahmatu min Allahi. So the translation for this is, the mercy is from
Allah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see here now, Ar-Rahmatu is coming with alif lam, and it has a dhamma now, okay? And min is, now remember this point, this is something which a student asked now, min. Now min in the Arabic language means from. So whenever min, ba, let me write these examples down. Min, which means from, ala means on, fi, I'm going to only give you a couple of examples. So min, ala, and fi, these are prepositions. In Arabic, we call them harf. Harf are particles that they come. Now, harf are particles which come before a noun. Fi, so min, ala, and fi are prepositions, harf, which come before a noun, and the noun which comes after them will receive a kasra or a kasra tanween, depending upon if they're coming with alif lam or not. And in Arabic, they're called harf jar as well. Harf means a preposition. Jar means the noun which gives a kasra or a kasra tanween to the noun which comes after it. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
All the new students, is that clear for you?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam.
Quick question. You wrote Ar-Rahmatu min Allah. How do we know the translation is not the mercy from God? And then you're going to say the mercy from God, which is whatever. But Ar-Rahmatu, the mercy from God. But
Yep.
you translated it as the mercy is from God.
Very good question. That is a very good question. The mercy is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is an excellent question you've asked. Right. Now, let me explain this. Ar-Rahmatu min Allah. Now, in the Arabic language, remember, this is really important. In the Arabic language, there is a formula which says if a noun, a ism, is going to become in the beginning of a sentence and it wants to become the subject. As remember, subject is the noun which is going to be spoken about or discussed about. In that scenario, the noun has to come with the alif lam. So when a noun comes with alif lam, it is the subject. It's the noun which we are going to speak about. Ar-Rahmatu. And that is called the mubtada. Mubtada meaning the noun which starts a sentence. Okay, Ar-Rahmatu. And when it doesn't come with alif lam, it is a different ruling. I'm not going to explain that. Just remember, if it comes with alif lam, it's with one dhamma. If it's without alif lam, it's with dhamma tanween. But what the sister asked me, I'll explain that. The ruling is that the khabar itself, Ar-Rahmatu. So Ar-Rahmatu min Allahi is I translated the mercy is from Allah. Now, the word min Allahi, from Allah, in the Arabic language, it is not allowed to come as the subject. It's not allowed to come as the subject. Always the preposition and the noun which comes after it, jar and majroor, majroor meaning that it comes, Allah is coming with a kasra, is only entitled to come as the khabar. The mercy is from Allah. So that is the reason why I inserted the word is after the mercy is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a preposition can come as a khabar, number one. The other thing which can come as a khabar, this is quite interesting point which she has mentioned. You know what was the second point I said a noun can come as a khabar? Do you remember that? Anyone? What did I say? What is the second scenario in which a noun can come with a khabar? It was Sukaina?
Adjective.
Adjective and also wasi'atun. Remember, rahmatun wasi'atun? Example, wasi'atun.
Yes.
So now the other place, so the other scenario for the khabar is this. Let me just write this down. So ar-rahmatu min Allahi, ar-rahma is the mubtada subject, min Allahi is the khabar, which is a min, which is a particle. Allah is getting a kasra because of min, and this is the khabar. This is one type of khabar. The second type of khabar, and then I'll continue with the lesson. Of course, I will cover this again and again until this doesn't sink in everyone's mind. So don't worry if it's a bit overwhelming for you to absorb it at the moment, but I'll cover it again and again until you memorize this. Just give me one second. Let me just write this out.
Nominal sentence.
What? 1 second. Just ar-rahmatu. Now look over here now. I wrote another sentence now. Ar-rahmatu wasi'atun. Ar-rahmatu wasi'atun. Can you see this example, everyone? Yes? The mercy. Now the translation for this sentence is this. The mercy is
Widespread.
Spacious.
Spacious, yes.
1.5 kilometers. Keep right on Highway 401 collectors.
Okay, I know someone's in the car. Okay, right. Now look at this example. The mercy is spacious. Now ar-rahmatu is the subject, meaning the mubtada, which has the alif lam. Now wasi'atun is coming with the tanween. We was talking about when does a noun receive a dhamma tanween. Wasi'atun is not following ar-rahmatu, correct? Ar-rahmatu has alif lam. Wasi'atun does not have alif lam. So when the second noun does not have alif lam, you will know from the Arabic rulings that wasi'atun is the khabar. It is the khabar about the mercy. The mercy is spacious. So we have inserted the particle is or the copula is before spacious. So wasi'atun is the khabar. Is that clear? Sister Zahra Rizvi. So you can either have a preposition min Allahi, ar-rahmatu min Allah, the mercy is from Allah. That is one type of khabar. The second type of khabar is having one noun by itself and it's without alif lam. So the second noun will be without alif lam and that will be the khabar and it will receive the dhamma tanween. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Right, okay, brilliant.
What is rahmatu again? That's the subject.
Subject.
Mubtada.
Yeah, that's mubtada, that's right. I'll cover this subject and predicate more in details when we reach the lesson about subject and predicate. At the moment, I'm just trying to explain the case. What does it mean by a dhamma, kasra, and fatah? That I'm just passing by. I'm not actually teaching this lesson at the moment. But the question arises. That's why.
Question though. I
Yes.
do have a question. And that is regarding that the very first phrase, sentence that you put in.
I'm not going to explain that, Sis Kulsum, deliberately. I know what you're talking about. Rahmatun wasiyatun. What type of sentence is it? I'm not going to explain.
The hadihi.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
I
Hadihi.
would really appreciate it, sisters and brothers, if we could just keep to what Sheikh wants to teach us, because I'm having trouble just keeping up with what
That's
Sheikh
fine.
is saying without having other things introduced. I know other people are much more knowledgeable than me, but please have some pity on me.
Yeah.
Please.
Sis Kulsum, I'll answer that question after the lesson. Rahma hadi rahmatun, what it is itself. But so at the moment, this is everything I'm going to cover. I'm not going to cover anything else. Now,
one question I just need to ask.
no, afterwards, I'm going to let me take a question. Let me finish off something, and then I'll take the question right at the end itself. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask, I'm going to go through is I'm going to change the slide. So before I change the slide, I'm just going to mention this thing, and then I'll go to the next slide. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 4 things you need to memorize. The noun, whether it's definite or indefinite, the adjective will follow each other. Gender, whether it's masculine or feminine. Number, whether it's singular, dual, or plural. Case, meaning whether dhamma, fatha, or kasra. I'm not going to explain when does a noun receive a fatha tanween. I'll explain it when I'll talk about the nouns in the fatha cases itself. So not at the moment, but just remember, when it comes in the Quran and a noun comes after it and it receives a fatha and the previous noun receives a fatha, you'll know it's an adjective. This is the only thing I need to explain at the moment. Anything more than that, it will be too much for you at the moment. Now, let me go to the ayat of the Quran, which I want to explain to you. Just 1 second. Right. I'm going to give a few examples and then I'm going to continue. Can I ask one of the Sister Norina Muhammad Ali? Can you come on the mic, please? Sister Norina, alaikum assalam. Sister Norina. Now, what we have done by adjectives and nouns, which has been described. Now, I've selected a few ayahs of the Quran. I'm going to do about 3 examples and then I'll continue the lesson. Now, I've highlighted the nouns itself. Now, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Yeah.
So, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Now, over here, who is being described with being beneficent and merciful?
Allah
subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you may remember in the previous lesson, I said the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if it was without alif lam, it's ilahun. You remember that?
Ilahun, the singular.
Yes, the indefinite name of Allah is ilahun. And Allah, alif lam has been added to Allah and it becomes Allah.
That's right, yeah.
Correct? Now, Ar-Rahman is an adjective. How is an adjective? Explain to me how you are finding Ar-Rahman being the adjective for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I wrote the answers for you. It just explain to the class for me.
Ar-Rahman is because the Rahim, they're both meeting, they're both definite.
Correct.
And because Rahman is taking kasra.
Yep.
Majroor, so the Rahim is also taking Majroor.
Excellent.
And they're both masculine because they're not marbuta.
Correct.
The singular, it's masculine.
It's singular and masculine. Allah is masculine, singular. Ar-Rahman is masculine as well. Now, Ar-Rahim itself, it's coming as another adjective for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Right.
So it follows the same ruling. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So the same ruling of being definite, majroor, singular, and kasra.
Right.
So all of them apply to it as well. Now, is there anyone in the class, just before I mention something else, is there anyone in the class who is not doing Medina Arabic book 1 at all? I just want to see how many people are there. If there's majority of them who is doing Arabic, then I can explain a concept which is existing in this ayah of the Quran.
Sheikh, I joined book 2. I have not done book 1 with you.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. So if everyone has done that now,
Assalamu alaikum. I'm also
Alaikum.
not done. I have also not done Medina book 1.
Okay. Does everyone know the concept of mudaf and mudaf ilay? Has everyone heard of this concept?
Yes, I have heard. One is possessor and one is possessed.
Exactly. Excellent. So Sister Noor Jahan, is she there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, Sister Noor, come on the mic.
Yes, I'm on the mic.
Okay, Bismillah. Now over here, now the word ba, here is an example. Now this is an example of a harf jar, harf ba. Ba in Bismillah, it gives the ism, the word ism name, a kasra. Can you see this now?
Yes.
The word ism and Allah, name of Allah. Can you see the of there in the English translation?
Yes.
So
yes.
whenever there is of, it means name of Allah. It's called mudaf and mudaf ilay. So it means possessed and possessor.
Okay. Yes.
And the noun Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so mudaf, ba is getting a kasra because of, sorry, the meme is getting a kasra because of the ba.
Yes.
The ba is getting, that's a harf jar, like min, fi, and Allah. So Allah is getting a kasra, and the ism, meme is getting a kasra because of Allah, with ba. Allah is getting a kasra because it is mudaf ilay. So all mudaf ilays always get a kasra. So that is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is getting a kasra in name of Allah. So whenever there is a two words together and the second noun is receiving a kasra, you will know that the kasra is being received from the first noun itself. Is that clear?
Okay.
And for that reason, because Allah is getting a kasra, then adjectives are following it for kasra. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahimi. So both of these nouns are getting a kasra because of Allah, because it's mudaf ilay. Is that clear now?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Sister Noreen, Sister Noor, is that clear?
Yes, that's clear because because of this preposition, so mim is getting kasra, and Allah is the possessor, so always the mudaf ilay will get a kasra. Am I correct?
That's right.
Okay. Thank you.
That's correct. Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you ever so much. So that's that example here. Now, the next person I'm going to ask is Sister Saima from Karachi. Sister Saima, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Now, Sister Saima, here it says, Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. So the word ihdina, I'm not going to teach you the verbs at the moment. Ihdina is an order. It's an order, a command, a amr, which orders guide us or keep us on what path? As-sirat al-mustaqim. So as-sirat, now Sister Saima, explain to me, how is al-mustaqim the adjective of sirat?
Because it's explaining sirat.
It is explaining, correct. Now, what thing, as we have explained, adjectives follow the noun which they are describing. Now, there are four things which I've listed. Can you explain how the word al-mustaqim is befitting those, please?
It's definite because of as-sirat, al-mustaqim, both have alif lam.
Correct.
And they are specifically being discussed. As-sirat, like al-mustaqim is explaining as-sirat, and
that's right. That's right. And it's mansub. Mansub means it's fatah. It's receiving a fatah.
Okay, and both are
singular,
and both are masculine because there's no tamarbuta.
Excellent, excellent,
but,
mashallah. Go ahead.
Sorry, there's something that confuses me here.
What's that?
Like in Surah Abbas.
Yep.
we have like when you're talking about using the harf-e-jar,
Yep.
harf-e-jar coming before any noun, it does not receive tanween. That's the rule.
So no, a noun which comes after harf jar, it gets a tanween.
It gets a tanween.
It gets a tanween or a kasra, depending upon if it comes with alif lam or not. If it comes with alif lam, it will get one kasra. If it comes without alif lam, it get a kasra tanween.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, is that clear?
Yes. Thank
Now,
you.
everyone listen to this carefully. Please listen to it, because I am trying to do an impossible thing, trying to make it possible. So listen to me carefully now here. I explained about harf jar, which gives a noun a kasra, correct? Now, in this example, Sister Kauthar.
Ji, Mansur.
Alaikum salam. Now, can we see here as-sirat coming with a fatha?
Yes.
Now, I said to yourselves, I will explain when does a noun come with a fatha, and the opportunity has come. Now, this word ihdina, write this down. Ihdina is a verb. It's a verb and it is an order. Who are you ordering?
Sir, here it is a request asking Allah to...
Yes, it's an order, but order which comes in the meaning of a request. Keep us, that is right. Because this is the context which comes. So here it's an order. The word verb, ihdina, is a request to Allah, but is in the imperative form. But who are you asking, Sister Kauthar?
We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Exactly. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be the doer, correct?
Yes.
So Allah is going to be the doer to keep us on the right path. Yes?
Yes.
So Allah is the doer. What do we require? The object, yes? So He is going to do the action of keeping us on the straight path. Now, how do we know we're on the straight path and we're not on the wrong path? If the path is bendy and has curves, has hills, has ups and downs, has roundabouts, has zigzags on there, are we on the straight path?
No.
Exactly. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ihdina is the doer of the giving us the guidance. As-sirat itself in this example is the object.
Yeah.
Now the answer is this: all nouns, when they come as objects, all nouns, when they come as objects of a verb, they will receive a fatha or a fatha tanween, depending upon whether they come with alif lam.
Can you repeat it? All noun comes with an object.
All nouns, Sister Kauthar, can you repeat what I said?
All nouns as objects of a verb, they will receive a fatha or a fatha tanween, depending on whether they come with alif lam.
Excellent.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah. Excellent. So here, ihdina, so sirat is the object. So because of being the object for the verb, anytime, whenever there's an object for a verb, it always receives a fatha or a fatha tanween, depending upon whether it's with alif lam or not. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask you next question. If I removed the alif lam from sirat and al-mustaqim, what would it be then? It will be
Siratun mustaqimun.
Excellent. Siratan mustaqiman.
Or be man with double fatha, not double dhamma.
No, double fatha.
Because of the ahdina, is it?
Exactly.
Oh.
Absolutely right. So that is the scenario. This is only one scenario. There are other scenarios where the noun gets the fatha or a fatha tanween. I'm not going to teach now, but I'll teach as we go through the course, inshallah. Is that clear for everyone so far?
Sorry, I'm a bit confused about what you just, the Tanween one that sister explained just now.
So, okay. Now, as-sirat, come on the mic, sister. Go, no, is it Norina, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, alif, at the moment, as-sirat is coming with alif lam.
Right.
Now, because it's coming with alif lam, whenever a noun comes with alif lam, it will not receive a tanween. It will only get one fatha, one dhamma, or one kasra.
Yeah, that I understand. Yeah.
Now, if we removed alif lam from sirat,
Yeah.
as it is coming as the object for the verb ihdina, keep us on the right path, keep us, and it's coming without alif lam, and it's going to be the object of ihdina, then it will not be sirata, but it will be with two fatha tanweens because it does not have alif lam. So it'll be siratan.
Siratan mustaqiman.
Excellent. Is that clear now?
Thank you.
I'm just explain. That was the only point I was trying to explain. When does a noun get a fatha and a fatha tanween? Is that clear for the rest of the class?
Sir, can I ask?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Like Ahdina, you said is the doer, so it is fa'il in Arabic.
Yep.
And sirat, you said object. Is it maf'ul? Object is known as maf'ul or in Arabic?
So there are two maf'uls in this sentence. Keep us.
Yes.
Us is who you keep us on the right path. So us is the first object. As-sirat is the second object.
Okay. So it is Arabic maf'ul?
Yes, maf'ul.
Okay. So fa'il and maf'ul. So
Fa'il
here
and
there are two maf'uls, na, be, and sirat is also object. Okay.
Exactly.
So we are object and sirat is okay.
Yeah. Us is object. You guide us. You guide. You're asking Allah, guide me. So us is the first object. What path? The right path, wrong path. Mustaqim is the second object, which is the right path. Is that clear for everyone?
Kumar, I have a question. When you say Sirat al-Mustaqiman, it is the same meaning as Sirat al-Mustaqima.
No, good question. Very good question. That's a very good question. With the alif lam, you're referring to a particular right path. When you say a siratan mustaqim, means a right path. It could be any right path. So it's not, when you have the alif lam, you're specifying the path which you're wanting itself. So it changes the meaning as well. Good question. Right, let me move on.
Sorry, before you move on, sorry. Ahdina is also an object.
Na, the na here, you make kitabu na, this na.
Just the na.
Yeah, only the na, not ihdi. Ihdi is the imperative, it's the order.
Okay.
So Sheikh, what's the subject here then?
Anta, which is hidden, which is guide, you.
Okay, thanks.
You, which is hidden, ihdi, which is guide. You guide Allah, us. Right. Okay, right.
Oh,
sorry. Okay, let me move on now because I want to do lesson 2 before I finish today. Okay, let me move on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just change the screen again. Now, in the Arabic language, the next thing, so this is pretty much everything. Everything is the same thing in lesson 1. Now, the next thing I want to teach today within a couple of minutes, if I can do this. Give me 1 second. Give me one. Sorry, just give me 1 second. This computer's playing me up. Now, The next thing I need to teach yourselves is nouns, the different types of nouns. This is a really important lesson because I will relate the first lesson, the lesson about adjectives and this together each other now. Now, in the Arabic language, look at these examples, and I'll teach you via examples, and then I'll go to the book itself. Now, in the Arabic language, you can write this down if you haven't done this lesson with me before. In the Arabic language, there are three types of plurals. There are three types of plural. Number one, we have a broken plural. A broken plural is the first type. The second type of plural you have, it's called the sound masculine plural. Sound masculine plural. Number two. Number three, you have the sound feminine plural. Sound feminine plural. So you got three types of plural: broken plural, sound masculine plural, and sound feminine plural. I'm going to start with, can I have one of the new students on the mic, please? So can I request one of the new students to come on the mic?
Can I try?
Who is this? Sis Masuma? Yes.
Masuma Dani. Yes.
Sis Masuma. Now,
okay.
First of all,
yes.
Sis Masuma, okay.
Yeah.
Listen to me carefully. Let me explain something, and then I'll ask you the question. Now, the sound, I'm going to teach you the sound masculine plural. Now, write this definition down, and then I'll ask you to explain now. The sound masculine plural is that noun that when we make the plural, the singular word for that noun is still protected or not changed in the plural. I.e., the singular is still the same in the plural, is visible in the plural. What do I mean? It's visible in the plural. I'll explain. Look at this word here, mu'allimun. Masuma, can you see it? Mu'allimun. That is a singular. Masuma, are you there? She's gone. Problem. Can anyone else come? Dr. Shabir Kareem? Dr. Shabir?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Yes.
Alaikum salam. So, Doctor, mu'allimun. Can you see this? Mu'allimun is a singular.
Yeah.
Now, mu'allimun is a singular. Now, for the sound masculine plural, when we want to make the plural, what we do is that we add the waw and the noon at the end. So it says word ending, waw and noon. So, mu'allimun, the dhamma tanween remove, replace that with one dhamma, and add the waw and the noon, and it becomes
mu'allimun.
Mu'allimuna.
Mu'allimuna, okay.
So how is the singular, why is it called the sound masculine plural? Because the word mu'allimun,
even Muslim.
Sis Masuma, your mic, I think it's Masuma, your reception again is still the same problem. We can't hear you properly. So, Doctor, can you see mu'allimun? We just, the singular word is still protected, it's preserved, it hasn't changed. The only thing we have done is that we just added at the end of the word mu'allimun a waw noon.
Waw and a noon.
So that is the reason why it's called sound masculine plural. Mu'allimun is a masculine teacher, and
you can still see it in the final word.
Sorry?
Invisible.
Yeah, it's still visible in mu'allimuna. That's why it's called the sound masculine plural.
Plural, yes.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
For example, if I use the word fa'ilun, so it will be fa'ilani?
No, fa'iluna.
Fa'iluna. The last one. But what about the middle one I'm talking about?
I'm not doing the middle one at the moment. I'm not doing the middle. I'm going to do the middle one once I've taught the plural. I'm gonna do the other way around. That, and next one, doctor, let me just, if it's the word Muslimun, what would be the plural for it?
Muslimuna.
Muslimuna. And if it's Mujtahidun?
Mujtahiduna.
If it's if it was Muslihun?
Muslihuna.
Muntazirun?
Muntaziruna.
Is that clear?
Yeah, okay. Makes sense to me at least now. Okay, I start understanding that. Okay.
So that's called the sound masculine plural. Now, the sound feminine, I'm going to ask Jazakallah, doctor. I'm going to ask someone else to come. Sister, who should I ask? Who is Sister Nigar?
So Sheikh, is this Ismail File?
Yes, this is called Ismul Fa'il. This chapter
Yeah.
now is called Ismul Fa'il. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes. Oh, actually, I'm out for so many lessons, so I won't be able to explain.
That's fine. That's not an issue. Let me bring
Malana, I can do it. I can do sound
okay, no problem. Go ahead, Sister Parveen Naqvi. Now, Sister Parveen Naqvi, this is regards to the actual masculine. The opposite of masculine is going to be feminine. Feminine sound plural. Now, the feminine sound plural, the difference between mu'allimun and mu'allimatun is the time marbuta.
Time marbuta, yes.
Now, you have the time marbuta at the end, which is, as you remember, this is a sign of a feminine noun.
Right.
Now, if we want to make the plural, we will add, instead of waw nun, we will add alif and a flat ta.
Yes.
So if from mu'allimatun will become
muallimatun.
Muallimatun. Excellent. So whenever in the Arabic language, so remember this point, whenever in the Arabic language you have a meme with a dhamma and a ta marbuta at the end, the plural for that noun will be the sound feminine plural as atun. So mu'minatun is
Mu'minatun.
Mujtahidatun.
Mujtahidatun.
Salihatun.
Salihatun.
Aminatun.
Aminatun.
Sabiratun.
Sabiratun.
Sharifatun.
Sharifatun.
Karimatun.
Karimatun.
Excellent. Is that clear?
Very clear.
Brilliant. Now, I'm going to ask another newcomer to come on the mic. Sister Alina. Sister Fatima Virani, actually. Sister Fatima Virani, are you there? Sister Fatima Virani?
Sorry, Sheikh, can I just ask quickly?
Yep, go ahead.
I understood the feminine, like mu'allimatun and everything was very clear.
Yep.
But regarding the masculine, mu'allimun,
yep.
mu'allimuna, is that the ruling that every time there has to be fatha in the plural? Like mu'allimuna?
No. Yeah, so not fatah, a waw noon.
A waw noon, but there's a fatha on the noon, isn't it?
Yeah, noon will come with a fatah. That is right. That is right. Yes.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. So noon comes with fatah.
Can you please repeat what you said when you have meme in the beginning?
If you have a meme and a ta marbuta at the end, 95% of the cases is that the plural will end with alif and a flat ta.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask one more student. I'm going to ask who should I ask? Sister Saida. Sister Saida Mukhi, are you there?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Sister Saida Mukhi. Now, in the Arabic language, we've spoken about plurals. There's a broken plural. There is the masculine sound plural, feminine sound plural. Also in the Arabic language, the other type of plural we have is called dual. What's it called? Dual. Dual is that plural which indicates upon
two persons.
Two persons. Now, how do we make this? We add an alif and a noon. So we add alif and a noon to the singular and it becomes dual. So mu'allimun, you add alif and noon, change the meme with tanween with a fatha, mu'alli
mani.
And mu'allimatun, the ta remains.
Mu'allimatin.
Mu'allima, the ta will have a fatha. The ta will join.
Mu'allima.
No, mu'allimata, tani.
Mu'allimatani, yes.
Yeah, so mu'allimatun, the ta marbuta remains. Why does it remain in the dual? Because that highlights and gives a sign to indicate that this is feminine. Mu'allima tani. So tani is for feminine, ani is for masculine. That's the better way of putting it. If you have ani, it's for masculine dual, and tani is for feminine dual. If I give you the word muslimatun, how would you say two Muslims?
Muslimani for masculine and
Yep.
Muslimatani for feminine.
And mujtahidatun?
Mujtahidani for masculine. Mujtihadatani for feminine.
Mujtahidatani for feminine dual.
Yes.
Excellent. Is that clear for everyone in the class?
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yes.
Like in Muslimani or Muslimuna.
Yep.
And Muslimatun. Muslimatun. Yeah. So why there is tanween here and there's no tanween in Muslimuna?
The word Muslimuna, the noon itself with a fatha, this noun itself, it doesn't get a tanween at all. That's the reason why. So mu'allimatun gets a tanween, but the noon with a kasra and the noon with a fatha, this represents the tanweens itself. So okay, so there's no tanween. So full stop. Remember, just remember this point. Mu'allimani and mu'allimuna, there's no tanween. That's the best way of memorizing it.
And similarly, Muslimuna, Muslimani, they don't have tanween at all.
No, tanween. Of course, there is something else which I want to explain, but I'm not going to explain this now. Later on, I'll explain that. Why there's no tanween, I'll explain that later.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Sheikh.
Right, any other questions from anyone?
Sheikh, you know this.
Yes,
Okay, so this, you know, this case and the preposition. The case can replace the preposition or not, because like has a he, when you said, you know, it can replace preposition or not.
What do you mean? Can you replace preposition?
Like his book.
Yep.
Kitabul.
Yep.
Like his book Kitabul.
Yep.
Mohsin, for example, right?
Yeah.
So like in say this book is for Mohsin. In English we say like this, but in Arabic we Kitabul. So you know, the page, you know, can replace
no, because if we want to say this book is for Mohsin, then we will say hada kitabu then we will change it, whole sentence. Hada kitabu muhsinin. Hada kitabu muhsinin. This kitabu muhsinin becomes mudaf and mudaf ilay. Book of Muhsin. Hada kitabu muhsinin.
No, I mean, I put like min or li, but if I say only like this book is
Okay. I'm not gonna I'll message me afterward and I will explain that, because that comes part of Arabic language rather than this subject. Yes, there is a way of doing that, but that's not directly related to this. So I'll answer that question to you, because it may confuse those who are completely new. It's a good question. I will answer it, but not in here. Sister Ismat, what question do you have?
Yes, I just want to know, you said there are three plurals.
Yep.
So there was sound masculine and then sound feminine. What was the first one?
Broken plural.
Oh, broken. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, there are three types of plurals, but of course, we have the dual and the singular as well. These are types of nouns and numbers of individuals you're referring to. But plurals are three types itself.
Okay, thank you so much.
Question, please.
Yes, Bismillah.
Okay, what is the difference between fa'il and maf'ul?
Okay, the difference between fa'il and maf'ul. Fa'il is a doer of an action. Fa'il is a doer of action. I am going, I am watching, I am speaking. So I am doing the action. And the maf'ul is I am writing what? What are you writing? A letter. So writing, I am writing is the person who's doing the writing. The letter is the object, is the maf'ul, risalatan. So writing a letter is the object. Object meaning that the doer and the verb is doing the action upon it is called the maf'ul or the object.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right. Okay. That is enough for today.
Maulana, if we say broken plural, I can understand broken plural are those plural, they don't follow the rules. Is that right?
Sorry?
The broken plurals are those plurals, they don't follow the rules like Muslimatin, Muslimuna.
No. Broken plurals are the, so let me answer this question, and that'll be the last question. Broken plurals are those plurals that the singular word is broken in its plural. Like kitabun, the word kitabun means book, and I will write this in the chat in the actual book, and this is the last example. And then I've got another class to teach after this. Give me 1 second. So kitabun is singular, which means book, and the so kitab. And kutubun is the plural. So kutubun is a broken plural because the word kitabun has been altered in its plural. So kitabun and kutubun. Kitabun is singular, kutubun is the plural, but the kutubun, the word itself, is broken in its plural.
And when's your next class? I want to join that, please.
I'm not doing the next class tonight because I've got some other commitments tonight. So inshallah, after the next maybe two more sessions, then I'll start the evening class again for the American students as well, inshallah. So today, I'm only doing one session today. Okay?
Thank you.
Inshallah, next week, next session, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala, inshallah. I hope today's class was beneficial for everyone. And inshallah, I'll continue one more session on this to complete the plurals. And then I'll give you examples and then continue to the third lesson, inshallah.
Sheikh, when is the next class? Again,
Next
Sunday?
week now. Next week, Sunday, same time.
Okay, Sheikh, have you explained broken plurals?
No, not yet. I will do that next lesson. Next lesson,
Thank
inshallah.
you. Thank you very much.
اللهم
Jazakallah.
صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وأين حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتع فيها طويلة واجعلنا من أنصاره وشيعته جنده برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Inshallah, I hope today's lesson was more palatable and more understandable for you by everyone, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, thank you
So inshallah, please do the homeworks. If you do the homeworks, it will be much life easier for me in the sense you will understand the lessons beforehand, so it'll be easier for me to explain. If you haven't done the lesson exercises, then it makes my life more difficult because you've come with an empty mind without any prior understanding of the lessons. So inshallah, next week I will continue this, do the broken plurals and do the ayat of the Quran, and then give you examples of plurals and adjectives together, that the adjective is a plural, whether it sound masculine, sound feminine, or whether it's a broken plural as an adjective as well, inshallah. So I'll intertwine both lessons 1 and 2 together as well, inshallah. Okay?
Is the homework from is the homework from the Quran
Yes.
Arabic through the Quran?
That's right.
Lesson 1.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I have a suggestion.
Yep, inshallah.
So when you are teaching something and we ask question that is not related to the subject, then it takes more time.
That's right.
So
That's
I think we should ask the question or give examples to the point what we are learning. And sometimes we ask questions that are not related. They come to our mind. I know because we are all excited,
Yep.
but we should ask the questions and give examples to the point we are learning right now.
No, absolutely, I agree with it. But sometimes what happens is sometimes students ask questions, and that's the reason because I like to have it's good, important, have an interactive class, because if I'm only speaking in the class without any students coming into the class, it makes it a very a pin drop silence class and it becomes boring. When you listen to other people asking questions, it makes a class more exciting and more enjoyable, that you think of the question, oh yeah, that's a good question. But sometimes students, they don't realize that the question which they're asking is not related to it as well.
Yes, Sheikh.
Malana, I agree with Shaila because if they are irrelevant questions,
I know, I will not entertain them.
Shaila,
You know, Sheikh,
irrelevant questions should not be asked.
Fa'al and maf'ul and all that, that is well advanced.
No,
Yeah.
It would be nice to stick to the chapter.
No, the fa'il and maf'ul, that is the easy question. Some questions,
and this lesson is for fa'il and maf'ul, right?
you know, okay, listen everyone. The fa'il and maf'ul question, that was related in the sense because I spoke about a verb. That verb is who is doing the action. That's a related question. But some of the questions about min and possession, that was not related directly. So that's the reason why I didn't entertain it. I'll keep it as simple as possible, that everyone benefits it from itself. So inshallah, iltimas dua, those things which people ask, don't worry about the lesson, and inshallah we'll get through this book.